ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ श्री सद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ ध्यायामि चिन्मयानन्दं गुरुदेवं महामतिं प्रेमपूर्णं क्रियाशीलं सदा लोकहिते रतं कृपालुं सुन्दराकारं समर्थं सत्यदर्शिनं वाचा तत्त्वप्रकाशिन्या शोकमोहविनाशिनं। ॐ श्री चिन्मयसद्गुरवे नमः। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। 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 ॐ ऋतगं सत्यं परं ब्रह्म पुरुषं कृष्णपिङ्गलम् ऊर्ध्वरेतं विरूपाक्षं विश्वरूपाय वै नमो नमः। ॐ नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णुः प्रचोदयात्। हरि ओं सुप्रभातम्। ॐ शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। ॐ शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभांगं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिहृद्ध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथम्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। 75. ॐ सद्गतिः सत्कृतिः सत्ता सद्भूतिः सत्परायणः शूरसेनो यदुश्रेष्ठः सन्निवासः सुयामुनः भूतावासो वासुदेवः सर्वासु निलयो नलः दर्पः दर्पदो दृप्तो दुर्धरोऽथापराजितः विश्वमूर्तिर्महामूर्तिर्दीप्तमूर्तिरमूर्तिमान् अनेकमूर्तिरव्यक्तः शतमूर्तिः शताननः। This much we have seen. Continuing. Eko naikas savah kim yattat padamanuttamam lokabandhur lokanatho madhavo bhaktavatsala. Eko naikas savah kim yattat padamanuttamam lokabandhur lokanatho madhavo bhaktavatsala. In this wonderful shloka, Bhagavan gives, Bhishmacharya gives 12 names of Bhagavan. Probably it is only in this shloka we have got 12 names till now what we have seen. Ekaha, the one without a second. Acharya writes, Paramarthataha sajatiya vijatiya swagata bheda vinirmuktatvat ekaha. One meaning of ekaha is that which is devoid of any kind of difference, bereft of any kind of difference, like the kind which we all know. One is in terms of varieties. Sajatiya, earlier we had seen this particular point, and the example taken was a mango tree. Sajatiya, mango tree with mango tree are different. In very many cases, the varieties of mangoes are different, the type of tree is different. One is slim, another is fat, one has grown wide, another grows tall. In fact, in our own ashram here in Sadhana Mandira, we have two mango trees. One grows very tall, the other one has spread. It's a pratyaksha pramana here itself. So, we have two similar yet different. What to talk of human beings? All are human beings, yet everybody is different. In the same house, the brothers are different. Isn't it? We see so many differences in the same species. Mango tree and banyan tree we saw in the last shloka where we saw the sajatiya, vijatiya, swagata bheda. We took the example of mango tree and a banyan tree. They are completely different. Even within the fruits, mango tree is different from orange tree. Orange tree is different from sapota, chikku tree. Like that, there are totally different trees. Differences within the species itself, there is difference. Then comes swagata. Now, sajatiya, when you say between the similar kind of fruit tree, and vijatiya, when you say between two different trees, swagata bheda rahita, when it is said there are so many differences in the world, every single thing is a different thing. Think. And vinirmuktatvat. Vinirmuktatvat means the one who is beyond all differences. What do you mean by beyond all differences? The one who is only one. When there are two, differences are possible. But when there is only one, where is the question of difference? Therefore, ekaha. Ekameva advitiyam. When it is said, there is no second at all there. Remember, we had earlier discussed on this point. There are only two types to be thought about. One is from the absolute standpoint, and the second one is from the relative standpoint. From the relative standpoint, everything is different. Everything is different. There are no two identical things. In fact, with the same machine, with the same type of wood, with the same design, even when you make a particular wooden art, still there are differences. How do you know? In the shape and size we may not find difference, but in the wood there can be qualitative differences. Like that you will find in the world everything is different. Nothing is alike. They say 7 people in the world look alike. They might look alike. If you go deeper into them, terrible. One can be a person like Rama, another person can be like Ravana, third one can be a Kumbhakarna. Is it not? So, there is nothing like being alike in the relative reality. Whereas, Bhagavan from the absolute standpoint is only one. And there is no relativity. That is why it is said, Ekameva Advitiyam Brahma. Isn't it? Therefore, he is Ekaha. And immediately, very next, this is the joy of this Shastra, it will confuse you royally. We need to have patience, we need to have the right teacher, and we need to have the right aptitude to learn and grasp the truth. Without these 3, we can get royally confused, and that is one of the reasons why very many people don't come to Vedanta, because it appears confusing. Swamiji, these things go far above my head. Isn't it? If we use the head, then it will be in the head properly. Meaning what? We require patience, we require aptitude, we require surrender, we require a teacher, and we must have a beautiful atmosphere so that we may be able to grasp the supreme truth. And one such occasion we can see is here. Bhagavan is Ekaha, Ekameva Advitiyam Brahma. And very next Nama says, Naikaha. Naikaha means what? Na Ekaha. Think. Once you say Ekaha, there is no second. And the other one says, there is multiplicity. Think. Acharya writes, Mayaya Bahurupatvat Naikaha. Bhagavan from the absolute standpoint is only one. Yesterday we discussed on that the role of a woman in the house. She is only one. But with reference to the relationship with which she transacts in the world outside, she appears to be different. She is a mother, she is a wife, she is a grandmother, she is a granddaughter. And she might be working somewhere where she is the boss, and she might also be a subordinate to her boss. Like that, a single woman appears or plays a role of multiple roles. She plays a multiple role, but she is one and only. Is it not? From her standpoint, she is one. But from the standpoint of her relationship, from the standpoint of her transactional world, she appears so many. Similarly, Bhagavan is only one. But he expresses himself as so many varieties. Therefore, Acharya says, Na Ekaha, he is not one. Why? Due to the action of Maya. Mayaya Bahurupatvat. Now, remember this. I am sure you have almost by-hearted these 3 laws of causation. Extremely useful for analysis. First one says, there cannot be an effect without a cause. And second law says, effects are nothing but cause itself in different forms. There is only one cause. But it expresses itself in different forms. From the standpoint of the forms, it appears different. It appears multiple. Like as common as every acharya, every speaker would take the example of gold. Everything is gold only. But it appears as a nose ring, as a chain, as an anklet, as a bracelet, bangle, isn't it? Earring. Wherever you touch, it is not the ring you touch. What you touch is gold alone. But it has taken the shape of, or rather shapes of, multiple. Isn't it? From that standpoint, gold itself is in the varied names. Otherwise, it is one and the same. So ekaha gold, anekaha ornaments. Ekaha clay, anekaha what do you call it as vase or plate, different rupaha. Therefore, bahurupatvat mayaya anekaha Bhagavan. Savaha. What is Savaha? Acharya writes, Somaha yatrabhisuyate saha adhvaraha Savaha. Now see, the one who is in the form of Soma Yajna. Earlier we have seen Yajna Kunda is Bhagavan, Agni is Bhagavan, the one who performs the Yajna is Bhagavan, the one to whom it is performed is Bhagavan, the oblations that are offered in the Yajna Kunda, that is also Bhagavan, the one who receives is also Bhagavan, the one who blesses is also Bhagavan, and the blessings and the result thereof, karma phala, everything is Bhagavan only. Think similarly, one who is in the form of Somaha, that is Yajna, is also called Savaha. This is very interesting. Kaha. What is Kaha? Kaha in Sanskrita means that person. Who is that person, we ask? Saha Kaha. Acharya writes, Ka Shabdaha Sukhavachakaha. Ka means Sukham. I have given that one line right underneath. Kam Sukham Brahma Sukham Pibati iti Kapihi. While describing who is Kapi, while describing Hanumanji, Acharya writes, Kam Sukham Pibati. The one who drinks the Sukha, the nectar of what? Brahma Sukham. So, Kam Pibati Kapihi, meaning all of us who enjoy Brahma Sukham are Kapi only. Think. Kam means Brahma. Kam here refers to Sukha, happiness. So, Upanishad also declares Kam Brahma. Therefore, Kam Sukham Pibati Kapihi, and that Kapi is nothing but Brahma. Kam Shabdaha Sukhavachakaha. Tena suyate iti kaha. The one who experiences that is Brahma. Kim. People who know Samskrita will understand what is this. Bhagavan. Kaha. Kim. Sarva Purushartha Rupatvat Brahmaiva Vicharyamiti Brahma Kim. Who is this Brahma? It has to be analyzed, scrutinized, and every seeker wants to know what is this Brahman, who is this Brahman. And it is this enquiry on Brahman which will lead them to understand, know Brahman, and the one who knows Brahman is Brahman alone. Brahma Veda, Brahmaiva Bhavati. And Upanishad says, Brahma Vida apnoti param. Yaha Brahma Vid apnoti param. And that Brahma, the knowledge of Brahma starts with the question, who is this Brahma? And that Brahma Kim. Therefore, Bhagavan himself is called as Brahma because all the enquiries lead towards Brahman alone. And remember, subjective analysis leads to him, objective analysis takes you away from him. So, the question has to be asked, all the vicharyamiti, all vicharyam, all enquiries lead to Supreme Brahman alone. Yat. In the Bhagavad Gita, there is a shloka. Yat karoshi yadashnasi yad jugoshi dadasi yat tapasyati kaunteya tat kurushva madarpanam. All that you do it for my sake, surrender it to me. What is that? He is also called Yat. What is it? Yat? Yat shabdena Swata Siddha Vasat. There is some mistake. Vastu. Swata Siddha Vastu. Vastu means Bhagavan. Swata Siddhaha. He is very much available in oneself itself. Swata Siddhaha. He is attainable by oneself. Deshavachina Brahma Nirdishyate iti Brahmayat. Brahman alone is in the form of all Purusharthas. Now see, Artha, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, 4 Purusharthas. Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. All the 4 Purusharthas finally leads to that Brahman only. We have discussed this 4 Purusharthas in the beginning stage itself. Artha, for the sake of survival, need. Once the need is satisfied, it leads to Kama, wants to be more comfortable, wants to have more desirable objects. Kama. And when the same thing is achieved through Dharma, then it gives purification of mind. And Chitta Shuddhi is attained. And after Chitta Shuddhi, that desire for moksha comes. And desire for moksha leads one to gain jnanam. And once the jnanam is gained, one reaches the supreme abode. In fact, there is nothing called reaching Swata Siddha. It is very much there in me. What I do actually is what? Remove the cloud of ignorance. When I remove the cloud of ignorance, that knowledge is there. We gave the example of how the clouds, when they go, Surya Bhagavan is there. It is not that we, after removing the cloud, then we bring the Surya Bhagavan and keep it there. Isn't it? Surya Bhagavan is eternally there. The knowledge of Brahman in me is there, but it is covered by, veiled by ignorance. Yat Shabdena Swata Siddha. One comes to identify his own true nature. And Brahma Nirdishyate, one comes to gain the knowledge, meaning what? It is established. Nirdishyate, it is established. What? I am Brahman. When the Upanishad says Prajnanam Brahma, the Mahavakya, that consciousness is Brahman. We may understand, okay, there is something called consciousness and that consciousness is Brahman. Then the Upanishad takes us to the next step. I am Atma Brahma, this consciousness. What is that consciousness? That consciousness because of which I am able to function in the world outside, minus which everything is matter. Insentient, inert, body, mind, intellect, everything is inert from that standpoint. It is all able to function because of the presence of the consciousness where? In me. I am Atma Brahma. And then, oh, that consciousness alone is you, not the Sharira Mana Buddhi which you think you are. Tat Tvamasi. Think. The Upanishad brings us there. And once I go further, once I analyze in my own seat of meditation, when I focus on, the Upanishad says, na iti, I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am not this chitta, I am not this ahankara, none of them I am. Then who am I? Aham Brahmasmi. To understand that, we have to remove all the koshas that we are identified with. Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya koshat vyatiriktaha vastu. That when I understand, once I understand, then I will realize what? That alone I was all the time. I was never this. Think. Once you gain that, it becomes established knowledge. Swata Siddhaha. Then Brahma Nirdishyate. That analysis brings me to the conclusion that I am that Brahman. Yat Shabdena. Immediately Nama says Tat. What is that Tat? Tat Brahma, which you have analyzed and got the knowledge of. Tat Brahma is you. Yat Brahma, which you are searching, and Tat Brahma, which you have now established, both are one and the same. Therefore, Yat is also Brahman, Tat is also Brahman. Both are represented by Ishvara Bhagavan Vishnu. Tanoti iti Brahma Tat. Tanoti meaning what? The one who pervades, the one who expands everywhere, all pervasive. Antar bahishcha tat sarvam vyapya narayana sthitaha. Om tat saditi nirdeshaha brahmanas trividha smritaha. Upanishad Bhagavad Gita says tat saditi nirdeshaha. Tat eva Brahma, and that alone is Om. Now Om is what we are all searching, and that is represented by Yat Tat Shabda. Padam Anuttamam, a very, very wonderful nama. Padam means that stature, that position. Padyate, Gamyate, it has to be Mumukshubihi iti Padam. All the Mumukshus, they trek the path to reach that Padam. What is that Padam? Yasmat Utkrishtam na asti tadanuttamam. Yasmat Utkrishtam nasti. There is nothing beyond which is Uttamam than Bhagavan. And all that are what? Anuttamam. Nothing is beyond Bhagavan. Bhagavan alone is Uttamam. Bhagavan alone is the ultimate. Sa Visheshana Mekam Nama Padam iti. Visheshana Mekam means it is called as one name because Uttamam stands as the adjective to Bhagavan Padam. And here it is said, all the seekers of moksha, all the seekers of moksha seek this Padam only, which is Brahman Paramatma. Lokabandhuhu, the one who is the real Bandhu of Loka, who is the one who is really related. All what we call as relatives are only related relationships, relative relationships. They are not absolute. That is why they are called relatives. The absolute is one and only Paramatma. Adhara bhute asmin sakalaha lokaha badhyante iti lokabandhu. The one who is the Adhara bhuta. Adhara bhuta, the one who is the substratum, being the basic support of all jivarashis in the world, in the whole world, and all are tied to Bhagavan alone. And in fact, it is said he is like the father. What do you mean by father? Father is tied to all the children equally. Is it not? And all the children are connected to the father. Similarly, all the whole universe, Bhagavan is the father. Therefore, who can be a better bandhu than parents? Acharya himself says, Lokanam Janakatvat. Janakatvat meaning what? The one who is the father. Janakopano bandhur nasti. Janaka, that father, there is no better bandhuhu. Bandhuhu nasti iti va loka bandhuhu. Therefore, he being the Janaka, the father of the whole world, he is loka bandhuhu. Lokanam bandhu krityam hita ahita upadesham Shruti Smriti Lakshanam Kritavan Itiva Loka Bandhu. Who is the Bandhu? It is said, even in the Laukika Drishti, a Bandhu is one who thinks of Hita and Ahita, who thinks of good and bad. See, to our own people whom we consider ourselves as well related to me, to that person, you will definitely advise, don't do this. This may not give you the right result. Try this, we may say. To a person who is walking on the road, you tell him, why are you walking on the other side? Walk on this side. Think We may not say. Why we may not say? We don't have that relationship with that person, unknown person. But the person whom I know well, I will want to guide that person for a better result. Like your friend's son or daughter is giving one examination. Therefore, you can advise that person, see, get up early morning. Take a bath, fresh bath, and then sit and study. You will be able to grasp better. Isn't it? Sometimes there are people who sit late night and study, and in the morning they'll go on sleeping. There are such people. There are very varieties of people. After all, just now we say anekaha karke. Isn't it? So, whom do you advise? Upadesham, to whom do you give? Only to a bandhu. And Bhagavan, through Shruti, Smriti Lakshanam, through Shrutis, Vedas, Smritis, all the other granthas what we have, Kritavan, he is the one who has done. And what is it there in the Shastra, in the Shruti and Smriti? It is nothing but Upadesha, guidance. For whom? For all of us to reach him, to gain his knowledge. Therefore, Upadesham Kritavan itiva lokabandhuhu. And he has guided everybody. Guidance is not only, no, you are all Hindus, therefore I will guide you only, others I don't care. No. In the Shastra, if you see, like for example in Bhagavad Gita, to pick up some shloka, Yas sarvatra anabhisneha tattat prapya shubhashubham nabhinandati nadveshti tasya prajna pratishtita. Look at the clarity there. Ya sarvatra anabhisneha tattat prapya shubha ashubham na abhinandati na dveshti. The one who does not get carried away by whatever happens in the life, there saha yes sarvatra anabhisneha tattat prapya shubha shubham na abhinandati na dveshti tasya prajna pratishtita. To him the mind will be quiet, the mind will be poised. The one who does not dance into the sway of good and bad in the world, the one who remains as a witness, the one who is only unaffected by whatever happens, his mind. There it is never said any category. Yaha. Think. Yaha is a common pronoun used to indicate any Jivarashi. There is no Bheda. Think. Why is it Yaha used? Yaha is used because it is to indicate Bhagavan looks at everybody equally. Therefore he says whoever. Think. Therefore all of us are connected to Bhagavan. Therefore he is also called Lokabandhuhu. Lokanathaha. This we have seen several times in different names. Lokanathaha, the Lord of the whole world. Lokaihi nathyate yachyate lokan upatapati ashaste lokanam ishtah itiva Lokanathaha. The one who is the Lord and rules the whole world. He is the supreme commander and he is looked up to. The whole world looks up to Bhagavan. Implode for various purusharthas. Implode meaning what? They go and seek. Implode is to seek. Seek what? Various purusharthas. Artha, Kama, Moksha, all are sought after with Bhagavan. He alone takes care of one and all. How many of us think, my son will take care of me in my old age, my daughter will take care of me in my old age, and then so many people work, oh, I have got a son, now I have no problem in my old age, my son will take care of me. Think, in front of the son lying in the hospital, even if the son is sitting next to you holding your hand, can anyone stop you from dying? No. He can give all support, external support. But remember, my physical body, my emotional mind, my rational intellect, and this whole system which is being taken care is taken care only by Bhagavan. It is our mental, what do you call it, as notion that somebody else is taking care. The one and only who can take care of all of us is Bhagavan alone. This we must come to understand. As long as Lokanatha Bhagavan is there, there is no Anatha in this world. Think. Therefore, people who claim, oh, I am an Anatha, are people who have not accepted Bhagavan as the Natha. Think. Lokanatha Bhagavaneva. Madhavaha. Madhava, this name we have seen 2 times earlier. Acharya again he says, Madhukule Jatavat Madhavaha. One who has taken birth in Madhukula. Therefore, he is called as Madhavaha, which definitely relates to Shri Krishna, we all are aware. Bhakta Vatsalaha, a very, very beautiful name. This word Vatsala, we use it several times as Vatsalya. What is Bhakta Vatsala? Vatsala is the word used for the love of a cow towards its calf. When the cow gives birth to a calf, that cow, the mother, licks the calf and cleans the calf. Well, whenever even a child takes birth, the child comes out of the mother's womb with all that dirt inside the womb, isn't it? And then the nurse cuts that cord, clips the cord, cuts, and then takes it, cleans the child. There the nurse does. In case of the cow, the mother licks that calf. Is it so easy? Think. When when somebody brings coffee glass and in that coffee tumbler there is something white. What is that white? That powder with which it was cleaned has not been cleared properly. One small speck of that white is there. Oh, immediately we say, "Ayyo, dirty glass." We can't even hold that glass after that. Look at the mind. When the plate is brought, when the plate is kept in front of you for food, and in that plate, when the plate is cleaned and there are these drops of water which is not wiped properly, it leaves a small black stain in that plate. The moment you see the stain, you revolt, it is not clean. Then you go, put some soap and clean everything again and again, and then come and keep it here. But you can't see the plate clean. If there is a worker servant maid, why servant maid? Best servant maid, everybody thinks, unfortunately, is mother only. They go and what is this plate? You have not cleaned it properly. Mother says, okay, I will clean properly. Mother does. Think. Mother does everything for the children. She never looks for anything. She never anticipates anything. Never works for something. She just does it out of Vatsalya. Is it not? And that Vatsalya is what? Is that love. That inner love with which one relates with the other. And who can be a better mother than Bhagavan himself? Therefore he is called Bhaktavatsalaha. Bhakta Snehavan Bhaktavatsalaha. The one who is fond of his devotees. And in the previous Nama we saw, Bhagavan is the father of everybody. Father or mother, the parent's love is incomparable. And therefore, Bhagavan being the parent of the whole universe, his love is, it cannot be expressed. There is a saying, I have said that several times. Experience can never be expressed, and what is expressed can never be the true experience. Because that inner experience is something which is ultimate, and this is the experience every father and mother has towards their child. However small or big the child may be. Is it not? I remember my relative, he was 96 years old, and his son is already a senior citizen, 60 plus. And the son went to the father and then said, Papa, I'll go and bring some medicines. You require some medicines. I will go to the shop and bring medicines. The shop is near only, in the same road. I will go and bring medicines for you. Immediately, at 96 years old, he is lying down. He says, Jagrate. That's all. One word. What is that? Jagrate. Meaning what? Careful. 60 plus year old, will he not be careful by default? Think. His son is 60 plus. In fact, he has got another daughter and daughter has got a child. But the father says, Jagrate. This is Vatsalya. This is that love. That love which permeates into every thought on the child. Think. And Bhagavan, who is fond of his devotees, devotees is his, we say, my son, he is my life. And for Bhagavan, his devotees are his life. As though. Think. Therefore, Bhaktavatsalaha. With that, the 78th shloka concludes. Today we will read the 79th shloka. We will see that tomorrow. Suvarnavarno hemango varangaschandanangadi Viraha vishamashunyo ghritashirachalaschalah. Suvarnavarno hemango varangaschandanangadi Viraha vishamashunyo ghritashirachalaschalah. We will see the first line today. Suvarnavarnaha. What does that mean? Suvarnasyeva varnaha asyeva suvarnavarnaha. The one who is brilliant. Meaning the color of gold, shining, meaning what? Brilliance. What is brilliance? That self-effulgence in him. This again, the meaning of it we have seen several times earlier. The one who is Swayam Prakashaha. Therefore, he doesn't require external support for that brilliance. Therefore, gold is taken. We have discussed this earlier. Other ornaments require polishing. Gold does not require polishing. Why? Swayam Prakashatvat. That is why gold is costly. Therefore, he is of the color of Swarna, gold. Hemangaha. Hema is also gold. But another, in Bhakti Rasa, varieties of expression comes to feel good about it. Isn't it? Every part we enjoy, Bhagavan's every part we enjoy and feel good. Like a mother, how she feels with the child. When the child is born, the mother looks at the tiny little palm, little feet. Isn't it? It is so small. Recently I got one photo where the feet of that baby goes within the fingers. So small. And the feet is so reddish in color, so beautiful, so cute. Isn't it? So nice. And it is so shining. And Bhagavan, Hemangaha, when it is said, every anga of Bhagavan is beautiful. Hema iva angam asya iti hemangaha. All the limbs are also like gold. Meaning, here, the idea presented here is, Bhagavan is beautiful. Bhagavan is handsome. Bhagavan is so nice that the mind can easily relate. Mind can easily love such a beautiful Bhagavan. Here we must understand one thing. Ishvara is pointed out. Bhagavan's Swarupa is pointed out. At the same time, Bhagavan's Rupa is also pointed out. Both are here. So, Hema iva angamasya iti Hemangaha. Varangaha. A best word which we all know to describe Varanga is, Samudrika Lakshanam Dese. What is Samudrika Lakshanam? Every anga is very proportionate and very bright. Very many people will say, she has got Samudrika Lakshanam. What does that Samudrika Lakshanam mean? The arms of the appropriate length. Head is inside the head we don't know. The actual head, the physical head, appropriate in size. The physical body is appropriate in size. The legs, the length of the legs, the size of the feet, everything is so beautifully perfect, absolutely proportional, and is very enchanting, very enthusiastic. In fact, there are some people, I am sure every one of us have gone through. Right from our childhood until now, we have seen so many people, we claim, oh, that person is so beautiful. What does that beauty in that, why did it attract us? Our understanding of that person is because the person is well beautiful. The person's structure, if we may say so, is beautifully designed by Bhagavan. Think, therefore, Varangaha means Varani Shobhanani. Shobhanani, very beautiful. Angani asya iti varangaha, the one with beautiful and proportionate limbs. Chandanangadi. In Avatar of Rama and Krishna, we have seen this even in the TV serials. The servant, maid or servant, they apply chandana to Bhagavan. This we have seen in Ramayana, Ramanand Sagar's Ramayana. After they come back from Vishwamitra Rishi's ashram, after the studies, the moment they come back, then the whole Ayodhya is very lit, and then they are all very happy, and then all the four brothers are given bath. Mothers are also there, giggling, enjoying, chatting, and then you find them applied chandan everywhere. In Rama Avatara and Krishna Avatara, these are all very beautiful expressions there in those granthas. Chandanangadi, one who is beautiful looking, one whose body is smeared with chandan paste that looks pleasing like armlets. Here, the Vivarana is of the Akara of Bhagavan, Avatara of Bhagavan. Further we will see tomorrow. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.